Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So it has been nuts, just absolutely nuts. Woke up today totally disoriented. Not disoriented, I just slept in. And just relaxed. You know what I mean? Just relaxed because there's so much stuff going on and I just said, "You know what? I can get started later if I want to. I can do that. It's okay." And so I'm looking at the news and we have OKX adding 6 new pairs to support USDC. That is actually very, very big because I keep bringing it up to you as Ripple nears its time that it's going to launch RLUSD. I'm going to be paying attention to everybody's pairs. Why? Because RLUSD could wind up being huge. Like I said, the first 3 are USDT. Distantly number 2 is USDC, and distantly number 3 is DAI. So out of all the stablecoins, so I'm going to be paying attention to RLUSD. Something else that we should be paying attention to: how PayPal implements, usage of PayPal's stablecoin. And I'm kind of like, I don't see a lot of people doing it, but you never know, right? PayPal's global. You never know. And again, Chinese authorities are looking to dump 1.3 billion, $1.3 billion worth of Ethereum from that PlusToken scam. Excuse me. So that's coming up. And over the years, because of all of the rate increases, people have been flooding money markets. About $6.47 trillion worth. What do you think is going to happen when rate cuts start to happen? All that money is back on the table, right? Or the bulk of that money is back on the table. So where do you think it's going to go? I don't know. Maybe crypto? Yeah, you're starting to see some loose pockets happening. So I want to pay attention to that because loose pockets raise markets. Just saying. Trying to pay attention to the opportunities that are being put in front of us, right? I mean, you're witnessing right now the recovery of Bitcoin. I mean, there's no doubt. Bitcoin's currently at like almost $65,000. If that's not a recovery, I don't know what is, right? So you start to realize, wow, there's more steam building behind Bitcoin. And I've been saying it for a while. You've got pent-up energy. And I'll get into that when we start looking at the numbers later on. Then also, you have a whole bunch of Bitcoin transactions, a peak of about 32%. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was the price. Those were the fees for Bitcoin. Sorry. Yeah. Hurt your feelings? Yeah, it does. Why? Because Runes has been popping up. And because Runes is on Bitcoin, you can see where that goes. That's why I keep saying, Bitcoin is different than everything else. I don't know that Bitcoin is going to be used for regular transactions. It can't be. It's slow and it's expensive, or can be expensive, right? And out of the blue level expensive. So you realize that, oh wow, yeah, that's not a cool thing. That's not what I want to do. There are other coins that are good for regular everyday transactions. Bitcoin is not one of them. It really isn't. It's meant for other things. And people are starting to realize that. However, Runes, I have a thing about development on Bitcoin, and could just be me, but I don't think it is. Scroll faces backlash over its Binance partnership and the distribution of SCR tokens with in-kind subscriptions, offering tax-efficient access to Ether defending the move as a strategic growth initiative. And I'm like, this is a team that lacked the proper direction and proper implementation strategy for this kind of a move. If you have to defend a move, you messed up. Seriously, if you have to defend a business move, you messed up, and you messed up in a major fashion. So that's something for us to be paying attention to in a major fashion. Why? Because you can see how in other places, how partnerships like that could mess up. And here's an example. So no matter where you're doing business, I know we have a lot of people that are interested in, those really, really, I'm not even going to call them micro, I'm going to call them minuscule caps, right? Truly minuscule caps. And when I see them, I'm kind of like, can you please be careful? Can you please be careful? Right? Because some of these teams are just not, they're not ready for the big leagues. And I think as you traverse upward, in the rankings, you start to learn things, you start to see things. That's like a big deal. I think that growth is necessary. I really do think that growth is necessary. So pay attention to what you're investing in, do your own research, and keep building, your knowledge base about things. Crypto and normal investments are not just a one-off kind of thing. They are, very much an ongoing kind of thing. So I pay attention to that. So just saying, things like this make me stop and, ooh, you know what I mean? Then you have Bitcoin reaching a 7-day high. Why? China. China is thinking about, having more economic stimulus. And I'm sitting back and just going, let's see how they pan everything out right now. But yeah, people are starting to think, yeah, they might need it. And what does that tell you about the Chinese economy? Everything I've been saying, for a while. It's not in good shape. It's not in a good shape. But then again, when I look at the U.S. market with regard to real estate, I'm also thinking, ooh, that's not looking good. So people wonder why I'm so acutely focused on, crypto at the moment. It's because I think real estate is too high to get into right now. A little while ago, just a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, maybe real estate is a good place for us to be. And we kept looking at the numbers, and the numbers just weren't playing right. Even when you factor in that we could buy something now, get a decent price on it, not make as much money, because you never buy anything if you're going to be in the red. Never buy it if you're going to be in the red, thinking that you're going to correct it later on with a refi or something like that. Never, 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 never. However, we're looking at the numbers, and some of these things are coming in with, decent prices, but I'm like, still high. Not the rates, not the interest rates. Some of these prices are still overly inflated. So I just said, you know what? We should wait for it to come down. We should absolutely wait for them to come down. Because I also don't believe people when they say, oh, this is a moneymaker, why are we selling? Right? It's a moneymaker for you, and it's a big moneymaker for you, why are you selling? Right? I mean, if you're truly hands off, and by the way, real estate is not one of those things where you're ever truly hands off. Talking to a few friends of mine, they're deep into real estate, and they're like, yeah, hands off, who told you that? So that whole passive investment thing, yeah, get that out your brain. There's always a bit of work to do. So there's that. And then on top of that, we've got Athena's proposal to back USDE with Solana. And for some reason, it triggered a price surge. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, your reserve is going to be another coin? Okay, why not Bitcoin? Like Solana of all coins. I'm just like, yeah, nah. Have you not been paying attention to FTX? Just, to me, that just doesn't smell right. Does not smell right. If you're following FTX, I don't see how that's a good thing. Then I read that Grayscale has a list of about 39, right? A list of about 39 different coins that it's considering for the marketplace. Now that's interesting. That is very much interesting. Because I'm sitting back and I'm just going, so they have this list of what they're considering, and now we know what to be looking out for. You could literally take $100 and drop $100 into each one of them and just say, I'll wait. $3,900 if you can afford it, right? And whichever ones, because it's going to be more than one, whichever ones pop off, okay. You're playing the odds, right? Are you really going to take a loss on them? Maybe not. it could be worth the experiment. I'm gonna dig into that list. Maybe I'll go into the list later on, and I'm gonna take a look to see, well, would that experiment be something interesting to do, right? And right now, Bitcoin is, like I said, Bitcoin's at like 65,000. I don't know. A lot of people are gonna be up. I asked the questions during polls last week. Were you in a position to take advantage of this dip, and start to see, some plus side advantage? A lot of people like, no. But these are people that that have been investing for a while. So yeah, they didn't want to take any dry powder and do anything. Cool. I only bought a couple of things. I'm pretty sure one of my friends bought some stuff. I'm pretty sure he's probably smiling right now. Don't smile too much because the market can still, have volatility, but I think he bought at the right time. I think he bought a little bit lower, and he's going to see things go up. Good for him. Then we have in India, the RBI governor, the Reserve Bank of India, saying that he actually supports a CBDC for India. And it's to guard against crypto and, is it really? No, you're trying to protect your own. And I don't know that all those people are going to be going for that. I really don't. Governments that are going for crypto, going for CBDCs against crypto. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna fare well. I don't think you're gonna fare well. If that's why you want to develop a CBDC, I do not think you're gonna fare well. There are a lot of countries out there that are thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna do it, and they're all pulling back. Not all, but a lot of them are pulling back. 3 so far. I think it was Canada, Australia, and it was somebody else. I think Colombia. They all said, yeah, that CBDC thing. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. At least not for retail. We're not gonna do that. And I can see that as a thing. I can absolutely see that as a thing. And if it turns out that most countries decide we're not going to do our CBDC, well, then you can see how Ripple is hedging its bets with its, stablecoin, right? Just saying. Because they're saying, well, if you're going to do a CBDC, you're probably going to choose to work with Ripple. If you're not going to do a CBDC, you're probably going to hedge toward or move toward stablecoins. In which case, here's another stablecoin for you on a crazy fast network that's relatively cheap. Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty good thing. That really is a pretty good strategy. So another reason why I keep paying attention to Ripple. Have I bought anything lately? Over the past month, I think I might have bought a little bit, but I'm already holding a bag. But yeah, I'm very much paying attention to what's going on over there at Ripple. They're absolutely thinking about what could happen in the future, and they're kind of, making sure that they're prepared for either way. Because either way, the stablecoin is going to do fine. Either way, in any event, the stablecoin is going to do fine. That team is not asleep at the helm. I'm going to say that they are not asleep at the helm, right? And apparently there's a company in Germany, Samara AG, that's looking to do the same thing with Bitcoin. They're going to follow in MicroStrategy's footsteps, and they've already set aside $32 million. Was it 32 million? 32 million euro, I believe it was. I think it's 32 million euro that they've already set aside for Bitcoin. There are a lot of companies taking that strategy. I think it's from 2020, Nvidia's been up 1,000%. Not bad, right? I think MicroStrategy's been up 1,600%. Go look that up. But you might be shocked. So when you look at some of these companies saying, "Oh, we're gonna do the MicroStrategy strategy," there you go. Here's a reason why. And I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it, right? And then Galaxy Digital has purchased about 500 Bitcoin, but they also sold about 7,000 ETH. But that's okay. That's normal market stuff. But buying Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be selling that anytime soon. Like, nah. That's like a nah for them. So I'm sitting back and I'm just saying, there are things that we can do to make things better, to make things easier on us making money, on us growing our bags. One of them is doing your own research on a daily basis. Read news, evaluate news, make note of things that affect your bag specifically. That's what's going to get there, right? That's what gives you the foundation to actually understand things. Of course, you could also buy my book in addition to that, and that would add to your foundation. But yeah, I really do think you need to do research every day on a daily basis. So even on days when I'm not shooting a video, I'm still doing research. I'm still doing research. I'm still doing investments. Crypto does not sleep. Crypto is also stateless. It's not held by a certain country or something like that. It's not the way it works. It's not like the stock market. It is 24/7, 365, 366 on leap years. So that's how I operate. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep, research. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. Just because I'm bored, I'm trying to go back to sleep. So I'll do a little bit of research. And then in the morning, I'll look again to see if the news that I saw is being corroborated by other sources. There are things you should do. Now, I also want to say one thing before we get to the numbers. A lot of people have been asking me to put together another class, another live class, and that's a strong possibility. But if you want me to put together another live class for learning how to do your own research, do me a favor, drop a note in the comments so I can actually make a list of everybody that wants to do it, and I'll see if I can get to 10 people, I'll put on another class, right? And yes, we are working on the self-paced class online. Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. Because the numbers are interesting. The numbers are absolutely interesting. Right? We're going to start off with the GMB Crypto Tracker top 25 losers. All right? We're going to do that first. So looking at the losers, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, yeah, not so bad. We go from about there to here on all the losers. That's it. That is it. I'm not paying attention to anybody else on this list just to see are any of my holdings on this list, because it might be time to dip in again, but I'm not seeing that really. Then you go over to 25 winners and you go, holy moly, everybody on the list is a winner. Everybody on the list is a winner, right? Book of Meme up 19%. It's got a GMB X factor of 1.92. You have Athena up 2.8. It has a GMB X factor of 2.86%, and it's up 17%. Brett, I know a few people that have bought Brett. Brett is up 12% with a 0.72 GMB X factor. I'm just saying, and I have other news that I'm going to share with you as soon as we're done with these numbers. You scoot down, we've got, who else? Pendle, one of my friends is interested in that, up 9%, a 0.72 GMB X factor. Then we have, let's see, Celestia, up 7%, GMB X factor of 2.31. Then you have Ondo, up 7%, GMB X factor of 0.99. Might as well just say 1x. Pepe is up 6%, GMB X factor of 0.65x. People keep asking me about Pepe. Is Pepe going to do anything? Is Pepe going to do anything? It has been doing something. People are sleeping. People are really sleeping. Beam is up 6%, 1.76 GMB X factor. Jitto is up 6%, a GMB X factor of 9.66. That's a maybe in my book. That's a maybe. But I wanted to look at something else. I wanted to look at something specific. And here we are looking at SUI. Moving laterally right now, 2%. Do you see that GMB X factor? Why is that? Because it's setting new all-time highs. That's why. It's setting new all-time highs. So you look at that 2.23, in terms of price, and you sit back and go, holy moly, it was just a few days ago, it was like $1.80. Buck and change. And you sit back and you go, wow. So yeah, I'm all about that. I'm all about that. Let's see, who do we have reporting this week that means something? We have a whole bunch of companies that are reporting, a lot of billion-dollar companies that are reporting. Is anybody here somebody that I'm paying attention to? There's nobody here I'm paying attention to. It looks like there's absolutely nobody. Oh, well, that's all right. What do you have going on this week in terms Inflationary numbers that we could see, inflationary information. We have import price index. We have initial jobless claims, U.S. retail sales. That happens on Thursday. U.S. retail sales is going to be big. That's a number that a lot of people are going to be paying attention to. And when you're looking at the market, I would strongly suggest that you pay attention to that number so that you understand just how the market is flowing. You might just be interested in stocks. You might just be interested in bonds, treasuries, options, whatever, crypto. Get to understand all of the markets because the money is shared between all the markets. The money is shared, right? Then you look at the fear and greed index of 48. Yesterday it was at 50. Not sure why it's down when Bitcoin is up, but that's just me. DeFi Llama, $88.736 billion in total value locked. Now, Arbitrum used to be, high total value locked. I read an article earlier today. Somebody had surpassed Arbitrum in total value locked. You want to know who it was? Base. It was Base. What else do we have? Just look at these numbers. Look right here. Look right here. This is where we had, resistance, right? Right here, the 200-day moving average was acting as, a ceiling. But right now it's acting as support. Again, my blue band starts from 57,655 up to 63,719. We're currently trading at 64,854. We've gone beyond the blue band. I'm not holding my breath for anything, but I do think we're going to do a little bit better. I think 65 is the new number that we'll be trading close to. We'll see what else happens. On the big board, again, this is one of the reasons why I use the GMB crypto tracker. It's because I can use that to help me when I'm looking at all green, all red, or I'm just confused. I can go back to that and I can look at it and just go, oh, this is what I can do. These are the ones that are moving for me. These are the percentages that I'm looking at. These are the GMBX factors that I think they can hit. Here's my, my positivity index, my own personal positivity index on there, right? My own personal sentiment on it, meaning chances that I think that it's going to hit that gives me another number. And then I can say, oh, I should be investing here, 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 and there. And of course, whenever I invest, I'm always investing in Bitcoin. It's just me. Don't have to do what I'm doing, because, I'm a knucklehead. But you start looking at SHIB. Again, SHIB is not playing games. They've got things going on over there that's growing their ecosystem, and it's something people should be paying attention to. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't, and they really, really, really absolutely should, right? Because that ecosystem is big. It is big. Shibarium's big. Just things that they're doing. I just like how they move. And I look at Cardano and I'm like, this was a meme coin. Cardano, take a page from their book. Start building, start getting positive press. Tell Charles to shut up. I'm saying it out loud. I think Charles needs to be quiet. Really, really does. Get somebody that can talk positively about everything that's going on on Cardano. They had a big upgrade, and after the upgrade, you've heard nothing. You've heard almost crickets compared to other projects out there. Just saying, I would like to hear some good news. Then you have Ethereum at 12% year to date. That's really low. You have year to date of 53% for Bitcoin. 53%, keep that in your head. You've got over 85 for BNB. You've got only 50 for Solana. Solana used to be higher than Bitcoin. It's taking a step back still, 50%. Almost 51. Yeah, it's nothing to sneeze at. Doge, 26% high year to date right now, rather. Toncoin, 128. I think Toncoin is poised to take off. I really do think it's poised to take off. It's been quietly building on that market cap. And Cardano, yeah, it's been building on market cap, but Avalanche is still on its heels, and so is Shiba Inu. And mind you, compared to Avalanche and Cardano, Shiba Inu is the only one outperforming Bitcoin. Out of those three, it's the only one. One of my friends asked me, are you sure about Shiba Inu? And I said, look at this year to date. Look at its year to date. It's the one. It's the one. So I'm just paying attention and just watching. Chainlink is a little bit disappointing, but I'm in the black on Chainlink, right? But it's year to date still sucks. 26%, negative. Not 26% positive, negative 26%. Bitcoin Cash, people laugh at me about Bitcoin Cash, and I'm like, yeah, it's at 28%. It's outperforming Ethereum. How do you get upset about that? Are you serious? Just saying. Sui. Why are you not paying attention to Sui? Sui is moving up. Sui has been moving up a lot, and people are sleeping on Sui. Sui's about to bunny hop Polkadot and Bitcoin Cash, and it start breathing down the neck of Chainlink. Just saying, pay attention. People ask me, why are you still interested in Chainlink? Real world assets, tokenization. It's the world's largest oracle. At some point, it's just going to explode. So yeah, I'm just sitting back and waiting. That's another one I'm just buying into. Don't care. Sui too. I mean, look at this. That's why I'm paying attention to everything that's going on right now. Aptos is, positive for the year, but it's to me is still near. I have some. It's doing all right for the year, 33.49, almost 33.5% year-to-date growth. Most people can't do that with their stock portfolio. Just look at some of these. BitTensor in the top 25 coins. It's up 135% this year, outperforming a lot of coins that are out there. A lot. So you've got to start paying attention. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos, as well as do your own research. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.